That's it. We've got a long trip ahead of us. It's couldn't be a more difficult challenge for an economy run. Two of the most heavily trafficked, congested cities in Australia, starting in Sydney, travelling towards Brisbane and hopefully into Brisbane. That's a difficult task in itself. You wouldn't choose to travel in those two cities to try and get good fuel efficiency normally. But it's made worse by the fact that they're joined by the Pacific Highway, and we're doing it at peak traffic time, school holiday period. So we've got a major task ahead of us. The car's full of fuel. It was filled to the brim, checked and sealed by the NRMA. Our plan is to drive as far as we can up the Pacific Highway. We've got to clear the Sydney traffic. That's the challenge ahead of us. The terrain is the challenge. In our favour, we've got a high-performance engine in the i20, which is a 1.4 litre petrol engine, has continuously variable valve timing, an aluminium block and an offset crankshaft. And what that means is that the engine is designed to optimise every drop of fuel. High performance usually means high efficiency. So that is in our favour. It's really a battle of the engine versus the terrain. Australia uses something like 16 billion litres of fuel in petrol-powered vehicles per annum. The average fuel consumption is 11 litres per 100. Now, if you look at a consumption of 4.5, that's something like 60% less fuel being used, which is a remarkable statement about the potential for saving fuel. It also puts cash in your pocket. I mean, based on that comparison to the 11 litres per 100 over 12 months, if you could pull your fuel economy back to, say, 5 litres per 100, it's probably going to be worth something like $1,200 extra in your pocket from driving a more efficient vehicle. Well, we've just arrived in Woodburn in the Northern Rivers region of northern New South Wales. We've covered 700 kilometres to this point, 250 k's to go, and I'm feeling a lot better that we're going to make it, I hope, fingers crossed, all the way to Brisbane. You know, I've done a few economy runs in the past, and this is by far the most difficult one in terms of the traffic, school holiday period, caravans, boats, trucks of course. The good thing about choosing this route is that it does simulate a real world driving experience. So a lot of people do travel in school holidays. It's the sort of drive people will do, and the way we're driving anyone can do with a bit of practice and thought about the vehicle. It's gridlock. Gridlock on the Pacific Highway. This has definitely turned against us at the moment. There's just nothing we can do about it. You know, the job is to be on the Pacific Highway, and peak holiday period, here we are in a traffic jam and we're stationary. Our original target was to get to Brisbane. We've done that very easily, as it turns out. So we've decided to press on and drive up the highway toward the Sunshine Coast. We've gone through there as well, past the 1,000 kilometre mark, past Noosa, all the way up to Maryborough, and the i20 still hasn't run out of fuel, so we've decided to just drive it till it stops. So now pressing on with Bundaberg as the target in mind. It seems an impossible task, but it looks like we are going to make it all the way to Bundaberg.
Thank you. No worries. Here it comes.
We knew it was a big project to drive from Sydney to Brisbane, to continue on through all of those towns, all the way through to Bundaberg on one tank of fuel, to go 1,269 kilometres, 4.23 litres per 100. It is an astonishing achievement.